One of the first things you should ever learn on the piano is how to find notes on it. Well, your piano teacher Tim has you covered because that's what I'm showing you today. Okay, here's our piano, and we want to learn how to play it, so we got to find notes on it. And the first thing I want you to do is notice that there's a pattern on the piano, with the exception of the very end. But there's a pattern on the piano, and that is that the notes start with 2 black keys. Then you have 3 black keys, another group of 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, all the way up at the keyboard. Now, what I like to do, because they give us this information, is find notes depending on where they are in relation to the groups of 2 black keys and 3 black keys. So, the first note we're going to find is C. As you've probably heard of middle C, it's the C closest to the middle of where you're sitting, at least hopefully, so long as you're sitting in the right place, in the middle of the piano. So anyway, you find your group of 2 black keys. You take the black key all the way to the left, and you go down one. And that's middle C if you're right in the middle. Then, what I want you to do after that is find all of the C's on the piano. So here's a C. It's always in the same spot before the group of 2 black keys. And then, by the way, you can't even see it, but all the way at the end of the piano, as long as you have a full-size piano, that is C all the way up there as well. So there's an extra C. Okay, and then you want to find maybe the next note in the alphabet, which is D, which is right here. And as you can surmise, that is between the group of 2 black keys. So then find all the D's. Now, you can either memorize where all these notes are in relation to the 2 and 3, which I highly recommend. But what you might also want to kind of employ to your advantage is counting up and down from notes that you know really, really well. So maybe you really know where C is, right? Maybe you really know, we're going to talk about this later, F, so you can kind of figure out where you are from there. So here's C. Just like you go up 1 in the alphabet, like I mentioned, D is there. So that means this note must be E, which is to the right of the 2 black keys. I want you to find E, all of the E's on the piano. You can pause if you need, but I'm going to do it right now. There's an E. 2 black keys. There's an E. There's an E. E, 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 E. Just like that. Okay, after E in the alphabet is what? X. F. Yes, F. So after E is F. That was a terrible joke that went really terribly. But anyway, we got F right here, which is to the left of the group of 3 black keys. So find all the F's. And then as you can figure out, G is like kind of between the 2 left ones in the group of 3. You can find those on your own. You know, at the top end of the group of 3, between the top 2, you got A to the right. You got B right there from the group of 3. So that's what I recommend is, oh yeah, by the way, one thing I didn't mention, as you may have noticed that I didn't mention when we were doing it, is once you get to G, the alphabet repeats. So really the music alphabet goes from A to G, and then it repeats. So from A to G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Let me show you on the piano. So if this was C, here's B, the letter before. That means A is right here. Like I said, right there in the group of 3 black keys. Now, you're going to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What happens next? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What happens next? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What happens next? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All the way at the top there. Okay, I want you now to practice on your own, finding all the C's, and then, maybe name a note from A to G at random. So then be like, all right, I want to find all the F's, and then find all the F's. Then be like, all right, where are all the A's? Okay, A's right here. Now, when you start out, you're not going to be able to do it as fast as I can because I've been doing this a long time. But it doesn't take too long to master. Just keep in mind being cognizant of where each of these notes is on the piano. So like I said, in relation to the 2 and 3 black keys. All right, so I am going to make a follow-up lesson to this one. This is actually like a new beginner series for you for the year 2020 or whatever year you're watching this in. And make sure to check out the next lesson once I get it posted. But if you don't post yet, check out another lesson on the channel. Yeah, can't go wrong. It's been your piano teacher, Tim, here. Thanks so much for coming by today. And I'm going to see you, yes, you, in the next lesson.